nature distinction.
That's the point.
Yeah.
If you are dependent on God, then you don't have an infinite past like
that's
God
monism. That's monism.
No problem.
There's only one cause. That's
There's only one.
Everything is equal. Okay, so then you're equal with God. Your actions are God's actions.
For you, the world.
Okay, then not be equal. It's monistic. That's what monism is.
God had to actualize you on the basis of actus purus. If God is actus purus, then creates you on the basis of actus purus. You are now contingent on the actus purus. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mine is a fringe position. This is not the Islamic position.
Well, that's that. Whether they
like
it or
not.
not,
We're not trying to represent the Islamic position. We're trying to make them understand Christian metaphysics. Why do that? You tell me not to do that with the Quran, and now you're telling them it's okay for them to do
represent you.
They don't say what I say. They say otherwise. They don't say they probably fear me and Zabu to think this way.
Yeah. They're
saying there's a team zero.
I'm not trying to argue with your position. I'm not trying to argue with your position. I'm trying to get you to understand ours. That's all I'm doing. I'm not arguing with you about your position.
Of course I understand. They hold to your view.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Allah can be a father.
Allah can be a father if what is has our Sayyidi is the one ontological, etc. Yeah, Allah can be father, can be it can be made parallel to a father. But a father by definition,
Allah has daughters. Allah has daughters.
Allah by definition, father by definition, necessarily has a son, right? This is why you can't equate it. This would be why you can't equate it. But if you're seeing father for pure Sayyidi,
by equating, what do you think he's equating?
Okay, so when the Jews say father and we say father, they say father.
Muslims don't use that terminology.
Okay, so then he's not the father.
No, he's not the father. Like the way Christians see it, no. He's not the father.
Then why do they use that terminology? There can only be one father. There can only be one God.
Nowhere in the Quran is Allah.
Well, they're the ones that invoke that terminology.
Only Rubi's making that argument.
No, I've heard other ones say it.
They would never use it. If they're doing
they use it on TikTok. They use it on here, counterfactually. You're just wrong about that. They do use that language.
You want to know what's the most challenging thing is to get them to understand that he's fully human and fully God, and there's no contradiction. That is the most difficult thing to make.
That is difficult for anyone. It's not very intuitive.
Why is that not intuitive?
To be fully human and fully God.
Yeah.
Why is that not fully limitless and to be fully limited?
Wait. How is
you're not human?
You say it wrong.
Keep walking human.
When is God and not God at the same time? That would be the contradiction.
Right? Yeah, when is God not God? Limitless, limited.
Okay,
wait, so how are you saying
you're fully human and fully spirit, right?
Yeah.
So how come God can't be fully man and fully God?
God can be fully man and fully God. Fully limited, fully limitless.
Yeah.
Who says man is limited?
Who said he's not? You think man is limitless, like God?
I'm saying if God bestows you with it, yes.
Okay. If God makes another God, yes, that's what you're saying.
No.
Are you saying that it doesn't? You're saying the devil could be God. You're saying the devil could be God.
You're swapping out the language and using something else.
Yeah, you're saying the devil could be God. I mean that the devil could be a man, right? A police could be a man.
But I asked her, why can't God be fully man and fully God?
Yeah, you still haven't given the contradiction. You're saying the qualities. We're not talking about the actions.
Violating the law of contradiction, first of all. Okay.
The law of non-contradiction. Okay, can you give me the contradiction? Can you give me the contradiction, please?
Limitless.
Under Christian metaphysics.
don't know what it is. Like contradiction under Christian metaphysics?
Yeah. That would be the contradiction, not under how you understand. I'm saying
What I
under
understand
the
is
Christian
logic.
worldview.
I'm positing a fallacy.
Okay, so give me
My nature.
all right, so just because so what is it about the human that can't be God? Just give me that. Give me the P and not P.
God does not die, human dies. To not
Okay.
die and to die.
God does not die. Correct. Where is the contradiction?
To not die and to die, in one sense.
But who died?
Human
Who died? Thank you. So where did God die in that?
Did not die.
You're saying humans died. So in order for him to be a man, he has to have the nature of man, correct?
Yes, he must die.
Okay, so then if he has the nature of a man, how does that contradict the nature of him being a God?
2080.
Oh, he can be a god.
50,
But I'm just
50.
saying, fully God,
Who knows?
as a soul, like
They would offer.
like that. Fully
Well,
God as a soul.
See,
Would offer me
you're
25.
thinking, right, that Jesus must walk around like a Superman in order for him to be fully God. Is that what you're saying?
I would offer you 25K and see
He
what I
wouldn't
said.
eat. He wouldn't rest. He wouldn't get tired.
You can be fully.
To
You
go
can
to
be
trial.
fully man. If you're describing fully God as the soul or something from God, things like that. Yeah, I think
Go to trials usually.
my soul is eternal, my flesh will die. Something like that.
Okay.
If the soul
I would offer me 25K and see what I say. To go to trials
I'm not
usually
talking
worth
about
20K.
you.
No, I'm not talking about me either. I'm talking about like in general. Soul is from Father, flesh is of man, right?
Soul is when you're born, your soul is put into your body. When you're born, your soul then goes into your body. There is no pre-eternal soul. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep doing that? I'm asking from Christian metaphysics. You keep doing the same thing they keep doing.
Soul is put into your body. From Christian metaphysics, soul
Yes,
is put
why
into
you keep going to Islam?
So,
I'm trying to think as a Christian. Stop with saying stuff about Islam. Islam. The Quran is not in the Bible. It's not in the Bible.
1 second. Soul in the body is fully human, right? Where's the fully God? Soul in the body constitutes fully human. What is fully God? How are you marrying these two?
What do you mean marrying? What kind of a malformed question is
How
that?
can something be this and that, right? So if you're fully God,
They don't mix.
So that's what I was just gonna say.
Oh, they don't mix. Oh, they don't know. Yeah, okay, they don't mix.
Looking at it as
Human nature carry over divine nature.
yeah, you have here's the example. Like the example is, Father, why have you forsaken me? That's expressing real human psychology.
Yeah.
And expressing mortality.
Take this cup from me.
But then later on, he says in his wisdom, it is done. Out of his last breath. So you can see the fully God, fully man distinctions here, if that makes any sense. You even see this like, oh, do you really truly know I am good? Only the Father is good. This is another example where he's expressing real human psychology, mortality, and then at the same time, like, oh well, guess who I am. So there's a little bit.
Nobody's good but God.
Well, that's kind of like what I'm saying. There's dozens of instances where you see in the story that he humbles himself in human psychology without cheating. Because if he was God and he was like literally breaking the laws of physics or whatever the case may be, or bending them like he's in the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, it's not a book like the Quran
cheating.
where it's like fully abrogating the whole thing. The New Testament is not fully abrogating the Old Testament. It's using the same language, and it's showing these prophecies. The same language. They're not. They're not contradictory. I can't. It's not like we're saying, oh no, the Jews lost the Torah. No, we're reading the Torah from the Greek. And it was put in the Greek hundreds of years before Christianity. So, if they want to say, oh well, there's Greek thought in it. Well, all right. Well, there was Greek thought in it for 300 years before Christianity came to be. So it's not like Christianity came, and put the Greek in it. No. No, that's not how that works. Incarnation is in the Old Testament. But it just depends on how you read it. And it can be read in a different way. Obviously, we share the book with the Jews. We share this book. They're going to say we're misguided. We're going to say to them they're misguided. They're going to have their tradition. We have ours. But, I mean, we're coming to a different conclusion. As they are. There are things that we say we have flushed out. There are things that in the prior scriptures that the rabbis are still discussing. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing like the Quran and the Bible. It's nothing like that. They're totally abrogating the word Father. They're totally abrogating. I don't even know why they say begotten. You cannot beget or begotten. How did the Jews lose their covenant? How did the Jews lose the covenant with their God because they didn't follow Jesus? Like, you gotta make sense of these things, man. Like, that doesn't, like, these things don't make, they gotta give me the scriptures. Oh, we don't go by them, we go only by the Quran. Well, but we're not Muslim. So who are these Jews? Who are these Christians? Who's the Yahud? Who's the Nasara? They're not talking to us. I'm telling you, I don't want to get back on that shit, but.
Well, going back to what Narja said about, God within, there's plenty of scriptures. There's one Gnostic thing in Timothy, I think it says, go within, pull it out, and it'll save you. So there's like a metaphysic, obviously, to this, which is eternal energy. And that's just the mystic path of Gnosticism or Hermetic mysticism.
I mean, that's great, dude. But they don't have like an actual religious place where people have been studying this and overlapping it.
What are you talking about?
2,000 years.
This is called the Book Club. Have you read a book?
Is anything that you're talking about?
Have you ever read a book on Clubhouse? Excuse me, hello? Oh, I'm talking. Have you ever read a book, Regal? Hello?
Aquinas talks about it.
I'm talking. Hello?
Sartre talks about it. Ghazali talks about it, although he's so traditionalist. And it keeps going on and on. Judaism, the Kabbalic Jew, talks about it. What do you mean? Advaita Vedanta and Hinduism talks about it. This is a very serious concept that has always been understood amongst the mystics, the school of the mystics.
What are their names?
Yeah, we're not mystics.
She just gave you
Tell me what these. No.
I gave you 5,000 names. Nagarjuna talks about it.
You don't know any names. You don't study any of this stuff. You guys are not scholars.
Talks about it.
You're not scholars. You can't have an opinion.
Layman.
Talks about it. What do you think you're the only one?
Oh my God, Rigo. Rigo, you're so cute. You're so cute.
Yeah.
But you have nice ears.
Well, I study things that overlap with, history, liturgy, tradition.
You can't tell.
I mean, it's been overstated for 2,000 years now. It's literally the foundation of Western civilization.
7,000 years, mystics have been talking about it. You're just 2,000.
What ones? There's all different ones through different ages and times. And they all have different understandings. They all have different understandings that contradict each other, right? So who's correct?
They do not. Mystics don't contradict each other.
You're just saying a bunch of platitudes. You're not saying anything meaningful here.
It's all meaningful.
I have already laid it out here.
You're just asserting it. That's all.
I am not.
Well, when I ask you who are they, you can't tell me who they are.
How many more times do I repeat names?
You just gave
Read
yourself
study them. Read them. Under a guru.
Are you talking about Hindu ones? Are you talking about Buddhist ones? Are you talking about Zen ones?
Study under a teacher.
Are you talking about Japanese or Chinese Zen? Like, what are we going with here?
We're going into ignorance right now, and your freaking sense of arrogance and exclusivity. Get off of your hand.
Because you don't know which one you're talking about
She
is?
just fucking said them. Are you fucking kidding me?
Which one is it?
So many. He just gave you names.
Look it up. School of mysticism under any school of thought and religion around the world.
You know, I take back the mysticism. I take back the Jewish mysticism. You know what? I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
it is
that
very beautiful.
we're just straight Kabbalah. Straight up. Like,
Yeah, it
New
is very
Testament.
beautiful.
Starting
New Testament.
you starting your own mysticism.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Order
It's
right
Jewish mysticism. So are they gonna follow and say that they're what?
Even
Jewish
Caleb will tell you
that
that it goes back.
Are they gonna say they're mystics?
Yeah.
Who's mystic?
Do say they're mystics. Many have walked here.
But I thought Searcher was a mystic then, isn't he?
He's an Ahmadi, he's not a mystic.
Not quite, yeah.
Ahmadis
Isn't it
are not.
Bhathanis, Hashashis, these are all like
School of mysticism, and there's like dozens of people locally that work from home listed under this name, and then there's a couple of ones under Craigslist. Which one should I pick?
Dude, you're so dumb. Yeah, you're
You
being
should
a
pick
lily.
go pick the Craigslist one. Go for it.
Yeah, pick the one
Yes.
from back.
For years, people study under the Bhathani schools, the internal work, like how Alistair Crowley was just like,
Oh, look who just showed up.
oh,
Seeker.
yeah, Sifa takes to like Quran. He's a traditionalist. He lives in different denomination in Sunni.
So, would you consider yourself a mystic? Yeah, are you a mystic?
Consider yourself a mystic?
I consider myself a rationalist mystic, yes.
What about Seeker? Seeker, do you consider yourself a mystic?
I consider myself mysterious, not mystic.
Oh, okay, whatever. The answer's no. Just
He's
say
a
no.
traditionalist.
Well, I'm just letting you know, like, a person.
Mystics are not made, mystics are born.
Person ascending to heaven.
We have a 3-day session with the psychologist.
Yeah. Person ascending to heaven alive is very mystical.
Yeah, Jesus is the king of mystics. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean. So once you adopt Jesus, you're into Jewish mysticism. Ascending like Elijah.
A lot of like different mystics are very open to all schools that allow for union with the divine, with the source.
Chapter 53.
They don't call it names. They don't stand by identities. Ego is the biggest freaking enemy of the human qalb, that which is the combination of mind and heart.
Seeker, do you know that chapter 53 in the Quran is taking after the end of First Kings? Oh, well, I'll stop. Quran. So in the Quran, chapter 53, is that better, Zeppel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in chapter 53, I think 1 through 15 is mirroring the ascension of Elijah in the end of First Kings, the last chapter, and then the first chapter of Second Kings. This is where they get this motif from.
Why is that surprising?
Before you guys have this conversation, I just want to tell you what these people are doing. They're all in the back rooms in here in smoky areas with the potpourri going and stuff, and they're pissing on each other. That's Aleister Crowley right there. You don't encourage societies with fucking mysticism like this, or say, hey people group, this is what you get for behaving or misbehaving or making a family or contributing to
Well,
society.
Aleister Crowley, that's right up Marcus's alley. She's
That's what I'm saying.
she's
I
been
don't know.
accused.
You don't have to run away from the
She's been accused
You
of.
resort to magic. You don't have to resort to magic to be a mystic. your presence itself is an inspiration.
Talking about your thoughts are the law of attraction. You're the one that's like formalizing and controlling people's minds in your immediate area based on the law of attraction. If you possess this kind of mindset, this is the kind of spiritual output.
idea of a mystic to just live by presence.
It really does.
You're
It really
not.
helps.
You're not denied that this
Women
is
are mystics.
Jack, tell me.
Control people's minds with like the law of attraction and make them
that little voice that wants to set your soul.
Yeah, this is the reason why they don't want women, doing the mass.
As a true mystic, I practice all mysticism by rejecting all mysticism.
I was just going to say, I think there's a distinction between occultism, magic, and mysticism. I think mysticism is just about having a mystical union with God, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know.
But there could be overlap.
My concern is that certain definitions leave terms vague and open to interpretation, like mystical or spiritual.
Exactly. There's no uniformity to it.
There is. It always talks about source.
There might be, Nargis, but you wouldn't know it.
What are you saying? She is mysticism. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is Nargis may be having a genuine mystic experience that is true and identical, comparable to all of the other mystic experiences that mystics have reported on. Or she could be delusional and they could be delusional in different ways.
Yeah, that is possible.
What I'm trying to say is, as we discuss the mystic sensations we claim we have within our minds, in our own personal sensations and experiences, we can't exactly translate that over. We can discuss it and say, hey, did you feel like this? And say, I did feel like that. But you're really experiencing two different consciousnesses and trying to communicate that sensation to each other.
You
And I'm
can't.
saying, as a result, all of mysticism
Yes.
sits behind the veil of ignorance. It doesn't have the helpful aid of like the real world as a crutch when we say a thing is happening or not. In mysticism, we can say it's happening and we can say it's not, and we can both be right because it's all experiential.
Yeah, don't believe your lying eyes and ears.
So all I'm saying is that, Nargis, if you want to say like there is this like singular thing you're connecting to, that might be, but you wouldn't know if you were doing that or just deluding yourself.
Well, I think they.
Princess
I think
would know.
she would know, but other people would.
Other people know. That's why your presence is. That's it. You don't speak about it. A mystic who speaks about his mysticism is not a mystic anymore.
This is why Illumi is fucking insane.
Yeah, that's why he's because he's not. No mystic ever proclaims mysticism. That is part of the wisdom.
Yeah, they do. They speak in platitudes. They speak in non-specifics. They don't understand real consequentialism for your behavior or your actions. They don't.
I take
They don't.
rational mysticism, right? To keep rationality.
It's like you literally just sat there and ignored McZed, for an example. Because in favor of this mysticism you speak of, it's extremely idealistic, and that's all you're doing is
He just
preaching
called
idealism.
himself a true
This is
mystic.
why I said one does not imagine.
He literally called himself a true mystic. What are you talking about?
I would argue that there's uniformity to Christian mysticism.
But with internally into different traditions, it's easier to draw those parallels, right? Because they have a shared language already. But how do you do that across traditions? Which I think is more to McZed's point, where you can always do that. But Nargis is saying that like there's lineages, right? Nargis, that bring these together.
They've done that. They have. There's a paper on it. I can share with you. Like mysticism is not mysticism is of the self. That's it.
Yeah. That's why I think like McZed's point of it being like an internal experience and not something that you can necessarily communicate. Like that is not different than what I think Nargis is saying.
It's not magic about
Meaning, I could put it in skeptical scientific terms. I would say, even if we say that nothing in reality is happening, there is no spirit realm or whatever, we would at least posit, based on scientific knowledge, that the placebo effect is legitimate. The placebo and nocebo effect, which is to say, if you think something is happening, if you think you're putting effort into solving a problem of yours, it will actually be solved a little bit within your head, strangely. Even if you know that it's fake. If I tell you there's no causal relationship between taking this pill and feeling better, here, take this pill, you will start to feel better. Strangely. It's a weird thing. Which is to say, human psychology has an inordinate amount of power over our mental states and our minds, and there probably are experts who have worked on the most psychologically potent narratives and techniques to get people interested. Now, is that saying that anyone that goes on that technique goes through the same experience? No. Are they genuinely having something? Maybe, not really clear, but all I can say is that the realm of spiritualism and mysticism is discussing that psychological experiential state.
I will accept that. Because my traditions talk about like the mind and putting effort into like observing your thoughts, controlling.
Yeah, a lot of people related it to some version of a soul. Back in the day. No, I'm saying back in the day, they understood consciousness and knowledge and forgetting. They had all these theories and discussions about the different souls of humanity.
But unless you can like provide a good rational argument for it, I think it's really not mysticism, right? Like the divorce of the mind, which is what the Hinduism and Buddhism like reinforces so many times, includes the utility of the mind to its max. You engage it so much that it dissolves.
Yeah.
You engage the ego so much that it takes a backseat. You should know the contrary. You don't denounce it. You engage it till it loses it.
It's not dismissing it, it's embracing it. Yeah. You have to know what it is before you can melt into it.
Yeah, like and usually like people who don't study under teachers and do this freaking YouTube 5-minute videos of opening your chakras. No man, it's years.
Yeah, that's the person that watched every video of spirit science on YouTube. You probably watched every single one of them.
I have studied under gurus. I have lived that life. I've had the privilege of doing
He's so well read, Nargis. He's so well read.
Why don't you go like?
And I've traveled into
right? I
countries
talk to
and lived in
people
those
that do
countries,
stuff like
right?
this, and they don't want to
I
go
mean,
back.
Why are you so stubborn?
You're so insecure.
You're
It's such a wonderful place to
Everyone
be.
is like
You want to
you.
study with these people, but you never want to go back.
Some of us
There you
have
go.
the privilege of living life outside of America for years together, right?
So
And
just
then
learn.
Not for nothing, that everybody needs with adaptive cruise control. Because I'm sitting in slow moving traffic right now, and I have this thing set at like, 22 miles an hour, and it's literally stopping and going, okay, this isn't me.
See, what's amazing also, Megatron, is that you said that there's either Kabbalists or there's Jesus people, Christians versus Kabbalists, and you just don't get it that Jesus was a Kabbalist. He was practicing Kabbalah. Oh, you took it back.
I said that Jewish mysticism is the New Testament.
Got it. Okay, so the other approach from the 60s and 70s, see, Migzed said that by essentially denying all mysticism, you have a mystical experience. And that's exactly what Zen is, which is the philosophy of nothing. And so your ordinary mind is actually the simulation, which is joy. That's the beauty of mysticism. It's very basic. The now is the eternal. Hello? It's Alish is God. All is God. That's what it is. Each and every one of you beautiful people, even annoying Regal, he is also that spark. And that's why I say highly annoying people or extremely annoying people, some of them, you're mistaking them for actually being highly annoying because you're so impatient, you can never get to the point. Hello?
The day human beings understand.
So you want to know what my latest project is? My latest project, and I'm going to hand this out to everybody. And my latest project is going to be and prove, all right, that since the 3rd and 4th century, the Bible with the Old Testament has remained the same. And I'm going to make a chart to show them that 3rd, 4th, 5th centuries and 6th have remained consistent in order for the stories to even be in the Quran itself. We're talking heavy evidence here that they can look up on their own. Or they can ask the ChatGPT once I have it all set up with the chart and the links and I'm trying to get pictures. Oh, I gotta put my hand on the steering wheel.
All your life, you just want to like.
Oh my God, you got to drive your car? How annoying.
They are wrong. I am right. They are wrong. I am right. That's all that is running in your head, Megatron.
No, because they've been lied to. I feel bad for these people.
Spiritual people.
That's their problem. They need their own like experience. They can keep telling you you're wrong. They're wronging their soul by doing that.
Yeah.
No, well, you know what? I want to see these people in heaven. Not like sipping milk and honey off of some really women with large breasts. Remember when I brought that out, Nargis? When Mahdi, that was
lovely,
so funny. That was so
We do
funny.
that part. We do
They
that
have
part
breasts.
and then go to heaven.
It says it. There's a verse in the Quran that says
Let them go to
they
their
have
heaven. You
breasts
sit and chill with your freaking homies and
that have breasts.
whoever came back
like
from
young
heaven is
women.
representing.
The Nargis just in homies. Chill with your homies. Pour one out for your homies.
No, I want to see my dad. I want to tell him all the stories and stuff. Fuck the women, man.
Yeah, it is annoying. Like your ego is hurt that they keep saying you're wrong, we're right, you're wrong. Yeah, it's annoying. After a while, and I've said many times to them.
Help me on
can just stop being so wrong.
Wrong and right. I will find you.
Wrong, right.
Well,
wrong,
all right, so-
right.
so-
Black, white.
Or even I could go before that, but I'm gonna keep it just around the time the Qurayshi people would be around. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th centuries until now.
Great.
With the manuscript history, with all the evidence that they can search on their own, and I'm almost done with that.
How do you compare Muhammad to Jesus? That's the thing I never hear about a Muslim denounce to say, okay, I've studied the life and history of Muhammad and I've compared it to the life and history of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ story, and I'm still just flummoxed between the law and this spiritual paradox. Because Regal earlier said, when Christ, right before he died, he said, the work is complete. And he is a man, he's not a man, he is the God. So it's like there's this paradox, or this basically, how can you just not denounce Islam as from a historical legal basis? Hello?
What you're doing now is feeding Megatron's ego, which is actually, this is not good for him. It's really harming him. What he's doing. This constant need to prove they are wrong and they shouldn't be staying there. And he's doing it from a good place. What you're doing is also
No, Narges, you're the biggest blabbermouth. What I'm trying to say is that Muhammad actually was a hardcore fascist mystic engaged in gangsterism, warfare, barbarity, and tribalism. And you can only do that through having a mystical experience of force and might equals right. It's a pretty sick thing to do to people. Anyways, I am complete. I know you just want to yell and get your dopamine, but I rest my case, Narges. You need to learn the fine art of silence and meditation, because you're just a blabbermouth, Narges.
For such a mystic, you should be meditating.
Regal, shut up.
Clear, we should be teaching me the example.
Regal, shut up.
Actually, maybe I can front Regal to come with me to India. You want to come with me?
Yeah, I think we should all go to India together.
I'm serious.
I want to be out there.
No, forget India. Let's go to Istanbul. You want to come with me?
We'll go world with the dirt.
It's so beautiful. Oh, but Regal feels scared of the. He's
just scared to run. He's running from his own
so scared of exposing himself.
Regal is
anything other than his
lover.
Biased weakness.
He's such a soft lover, and he's just running away.
So
He's so
indoctrinated.
scared. He's so scary. Don't be scared.
Listen, I've traveled the world. I've been to Muslim countries. There's no problem being with them in the streets. And that's because I'm a conservative person. And I got no problem living amongst Muslims, even if they're ruling. That's fine by me. But I'm just saying, if we were in a court of law or a classroom, this conversation is a worthy debate about which system or model should be outdated by now. Hello? I mean, Narjas, you make statements, but you don't actually make conclusive statements. You sometimes just say like 3 words. It's like a broken sentence and not even connected to really anything. I don't even know how people on this app actually successfully fully communicate with you sometimes. Hello?
Further from you. I have that
You got that simplicity of language. I get it. Maybe it's because you're multilingual and I can only speak, one primary language, which is English.
You also speak the language of annoying.
Well, this is the other language, which is hieroglyphics. This is when, essentially mysticism, spirituality, and having fun is complicated, meaning that ABC or abracadabra is really a beginning of real technology, which is using our bodies to synthesize sounds and symbols for concepts. And this is why I say this app sucks, because the information transfer in a 10-minute conversation is so small compared to the information transfer in the experience with a book, that essentially everyone here is retarded, including myself, even on this limited disposition. So anyways, I rest my case. I'll see you all at the International R-Word Convention for R-Words who waste all their time on conference call apps. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.